Welcome to FlaiirFlights tutorial. We're going to show you the A320Neo MCDU and EFB setup today to get you up and running and how to get that started. Okay, first things first, make sure when you've come on you've set your alignments all to nav 1, 2 and 3. That's the most important thing. On your EFB, electronic flight bag, this is the main page you'd want to use. Generally you'd request your Simbrief. Before you do that, you need to link your account. So click options, come up to your Simbrief pilot ID, click on that. If the Xbox keyboard comes up, get rid of it. You want to use the on-screen keyboard which pops up at the bottom here, this half of the screen. Use that to enter your Simbrief pilot ID. If you don't know what that is, go onto your Simbrief app, click on the top left hand button, you'll see like 3 little lines, click on that and it will come up at the bottom, account settings. If you click on that, it'll bring up your account settings, like your email address, username, etc. On halfway down, you'll see your Simbrief data and it'll say pilot ID. That's where you get your pilot ID from. Okay, so find that, put that into here, and then push the little bottom arrow facing downwards. That will bring you back to this page, or it will get rid of the keyboard, and you are linked up on here. So then you want to go to your dashboard. Secondly, on your MCDU, you want to go to your MCDU menu, click on the ATSU button, wait for a second, and up here it will say pilot ID. I think it might even say username. It's been a while since I've done this, so I enter in my pilot ID again. So enter that into there and press confirm or whatever it asks you to do, and that is done. Now, how we set this up is nice and easy. So first off, you want to go to your MCDU, EFB, and click on the Simbrief button, right? Because this is now linked to your Simbrief account. So Simbrief, click on that. It will say requesting plan, loaded, and you'll see it's got your departure, arrival, all your meta for takeoff, and all your meta for arrival, right? So we're going from LEMD to Gatwick. So that's in. Come down to payload. On this payload screen, you want to input all your details here, right? So to do that, nice and easy, Simbrief it. Up here, Simbrief button, click on that. It's found them, it's loaded them in. Now we have to apply the weight. So click apply. You have 3 options: instant, it will be there straight away; fast, up to 5 minutes, which generally takes about 2.5 minutes, or up to 40 minutes for realistic, but that generally is about 15-20 minutes depending on how much you've got to load. Generally I do fast, but today we're going to do instant. When you do fast, alright, we'll do instant now, but when you do fast, you'll have some timers and they'll start counting down. Once it gets to 0, you can finish off your MCDU, okay? Let's say it's hit 0 already, so now we're ready to go to the MCDU in a section. Before we do that, click on the takeoff button, select the runway you're taking off from today. So we're taking off from 36 left. So click on the 36 left. Right, now watch, if I push sync, this will come up, right? But there will be no weight input, which we definitely need. So you can push this first if you want, but you don't need to. So we go back to the MCDU. This is linked obviously with your Simbrief now because you input your pilot ID. Go to the init reference page and you'll see here the init request. Click on that and it will load up, as you can see from your Simbrief, everything that needs to be loaded. All you need to do is put your cost index in. So today the cost index is 21 for me. So if I put 21, whack that in there, check your flight level is correct. I mean, it will be because it's copying from Simbrief, but just like to double check, it is 38,000. And then your flight number, not needed, but I'm going to do it anyway just because I am. So Foxtrot Mike November Kilo Yankee is my flight number, Flair Monkey. Now clear the little message at the bottom, sometimes they pop up. Click onto your next page, so one of the arrows. This will take it to your second page. Now this is the reason why on the EFB the weight wouldn't come up, right? Because it hasn't recognised the block fuel here. So by clicking these two, you'll then get a fuel weight and a block weight. Now the plane knows how much weight's in, so now it can do its calculations for a takeoff performance, which is what you definitely need to take off. So if we push sync again, you'll see the weights come up. If I push calculate, boom, all your information has come up here, right? First things first, push this, send to FMGS, right? So this is the flight management system, basically. And this will transfer all the information down to the MCDU. But what we need to remember is two things. This number here, flex, 58 degrees. And we need this, THS, 0.5 up. So write them down, remember them, or go back and forth, whatever you want to do. So 58 and 5 up, okay? 58, 5 up, just remember that. So now go to our performance page. We need 58 for the flex and 5 up for the THS. So let's put 58 in first. Nice and easy, 58. That tells it how much it can flex to what temperature. Okay, so flex the temp. Now we need 0.5 up, excuse me. To do this, you need to put your flaps in first, then that in after. So flaps today we're going to use 1. Push 1. Push this little line here. And now we need 0.5 up for the second half. So we do 0.5 up. Just exactly like that. If you're using flaps 2, put 2. If you're using flaps 3, put 3. And then put whatever on the EFB tells you on this side. Okay? Click on that. Boom. Now, the reason why we push on the EFB, the send to FMGS, is because it brings this section up here, okay? So now we know, without looking back and forth, the numbers we need to put in. So let's input them in. So 150. 150. I'm using a different mouse because my last one just died, the batteries, so this is a bit weird for me. It's different speed, and I can't slow it down. 152. 152 into this box here. That is now done. Now this will be correct on the A320Neo V2. It's always correct, you don't need to change it. Okay, so if I push confirm data, that's done. And I'll show you what I mean, because on your section here, if you switch, right, sorry, not this. So this is basically also your QNH, but what we're looking at is your height here. So where is it? So you see it's 1980, right? So 1980. This is 2950. So you could call that probably 5-ish. So the way it works is when you get your actual current altitude, it's always the altitude, which is here 1980 or 195, it should be, and you plus 1000. So that would be 2980 or 2950. So that's what this is here. So this is how much thrust you need. So it's always what altitude you're at currently plus 1000. So that's correct. And you've already confirmed it. So that's great. Now we need to put in your route section, okay? So let's clear that message. Go to your flight plan. So because you've linked your Simbrief, all your legs are already here, okay? All of them are already there. If they're not there, you've not synced up any of your Simbrief properly, but they will be there as long as you've done a Simbrief plan and you've generated it and you've linked it up to the system. Now, to get the correct flight plan properly, you need to put your transitions in, which aren't in. You've just got your legs, your starting airport, your legs, and your finishing airport. So click on the top part, LEMD. It will ask you for a departure. Click on your departure, pick your runway you're going from. So we're going from, was it 36 left, right? So let's find 36 left. 36 left. Click on that. And my transition is Sierra Indigo Echo to November. So Psi to November. Psi to November. Let's find that. Psi to November. Sierra Indigo Echo to November. So click on that and press insert. That now has put in your transition before your legs. So you've got Psi there, see? And now it's got all the legs in. And there's the end. So you can either click on this one or this one here to do the same thing for your arrivals. I always go from the bottom because then it saves you scrolling down. As you'll see I don't need to be at the bottom to input. I can just go straight from here. So click on that, arrival, and Gatwick wise, we are going via VAS Uniform 1 Golf. And we're doing it on an 08 right. So let's go localizer 08 right, and we're using a, where is it? VAS Uniform 1 Golf. And then insert. That's your flight plan complete. That's everything there. You've got your flight level, your speed, the time. That is all there for you, okay? And it even tells you when you're coming in what degrees to be at. So you'll see down here, you'll need to be at roughly 077 for an 8 right approach. So that's your track number, which is your degrees, which you shouldn't need to do because it's already in managed mode, so it would do it for you. But if you don't use managed mode, then you put that in yourself. Okay, so say your altitude, I've already done that, that's what I need today, 38,000, and leave these two alone. Make sure your QNH is set correctly. So if you have a keyboard, press B. If not, look at your meta page and it should tell you, see on here, there you go, Q1016, okay, that's Quebec 1016. So then on here, when we arrive, it would be Quebec 1017. So that's what you'll need for your QNH, okay? So that's all that's set. I think there's nothing else to do. So let's just go through it. We've done our init reference page. We've done all this. We've done our block fuel page. That's all done. We've done our performance page. That's all in. And we've done our flight plan page. That's all in. We are literally set because now you've done your altitude as well. The only thing you need to do after is all your other bits, like here you need to set that to your transponder to TARA and set this middle one, this top middle one, if I can get to it, which everyone always forgets. Come on, just a little bit this way. This to auto, flip it once, okay? So here to auto and here to TARA, and then input. I always use 2000 because I do not use ATC. And then don't forget to set your weather. So transponder, if I just move this little armrest out of the way. There you go. So set your WRX, your weather radar, to all, and then set that upwards. That is practically everything you need for the MCDU, and obviously for this, because obviously the weather is on here, so we need that. We've done the MCDU, we've done the EFB. Now all left to do is literally just set up the aircraft. So fuel, wings and anti-ice probes, APU, then APU bleed. So make sure these are the first 3 things you set. So power on, so put the batteries on, then put the external power. Once external power's on, set these 3, and then do your EFB, and then do your MCDU. Cool, amazing. Thank you for watching, hope you've learned something new and I hope it helped.